It's a new week. I hope you're ready to be great. Welcome to Chasing Greatness. I'm excited today that we're going to get a chance to look at this idea of winning at work as we start a new work week. I got some cool stuff coming up this week. I'm sure you do too. And I hope you will lean in and really give it all you got this week. There's some people depending on you, and that they really need us to lead well. So let's do that as we go into this week. Now, you'll have some people possibly that after you hear this, you'll think they need to hear that as well. And I hope you'll forward it to them and continue to encourage others to grow as well. Thanks for prioritizing your own growth. We always say your capacity to grow determines your capacity to lead, and we believe that growth is an important aspect of our lives. We need to get better. If we're going to chase greatness, we really do need to continually improve. But part of that is helping other people improve as well. So keep sharing, keep commenting. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you'll do that. Downloads are growing, and we're excited about that. Thank you for helping us grow. Hopefully this content is continuing to help you. We love the comments that you leave. That's awesome. So this week, I want to ask you a question as you go into a new work week, and that is this: Are you in the right job? I think it's an important question. I think sometimes our work suffers. We don't win at work. We'll even say sometimes we're losing at work because we're in the wrong work, or we've forgotten why we're doing what we're doing. I ran across an Instagram post this last week. Actually, I say I ran across it. A buddy of mine ran across it, who he's constantly sending me stuff, and he sends me this, and I'm like, I got to do an episode on this. It's from Adam Grant. Adam is an author. He's wrote several things. Give and Take, one of the things that he wrote. Great book if you haven't read it. Really good. Maybe we'll do a review on it sometime. And by the way, if you've missed our book reviews, we're doing one of those every week. You can find those on the channel as well. Hope you'll check those out. If you're looking for a reading list, ours is growing, and we've been sharing that. But here's what Adam says about work. He says, an easy way to pick the wrong career is to put your image above your interest and your identity. That's such a great statement. He's got a couple more things he says here, but I want to unpack that first one here at the beginning. An easy way to pick the wrong career is to put your image above your interest and your identity. I know so many people who have gone into a line of work because that's what their parents expected them to do, or that's what their spouse said they should do, that's what their friends did, or that's what their degree kind of pushed them toward. And they get down the road, sometimes decades down the road, and they have lost their identity. I mean, they really don't even know who they are. They're not interested in their work at all, or their work doesn't match their interests at all. And I think Adam's exactly right. Sometimes we choose the wrong thing when we put our image, what others think, above what we're interested in, and ultimately our identity, who we are, what we're born, who we're born to be, what our talents are, what our skills even could grow into. And if we do that, that's not a good thing. So that's one thing he says here. I thought that would be a good reminder. And here's my question for you. If you're in a job right now that is really not connected to your identity, like who you are and what you believe, you're compromising your values, you're compromising your beliefs, or maybe you're not even playing to your strengths, your skills, you've lost sight of that, or it doesn't even match your interests. You have really very little interest in what you do. It's just a paycheck. Life is too short just to go draw a paycheck. Go find something that you really love. I would even say be willing to take less, get on a path that can get you to a place where you really can be great. That's what chasing greatness is all about. Here's the second thing Adam says. He says a motivating job isn't the one that makes you look important. It's the one that makes you feel alive. Kind of same thing, but it's not the job that makes you look important. It really is the one that makes you feel alive. As you think about your career, or even just, let's just call it not career. Let's just make it a job for the week. Well, not career is a long time. Job is just this week. As you think about this week, do you feel alive? Do you have life as you think about going into your workplace today? Maybe you're even working remotely. Do you feel like it is giving you life right now? Is it life-giving, or is it draining life out of you? It's so important for us to have work that makes us feel alive, because when it does, it actually is easier to be engaged. It's easier to do great work. It's easier to create influence and impact. Even results grow when we feel alive when we're doing it. We're going to lean in more. And so I want to challenge you to ask yourself, are you motivated by that? And we see sometimes we get to the season in our life where we're not going to be motivated for a little season. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, if there's still aspects of your job that they're life-giving, even though you're in a hard spot. I mean, you got challenging circumstances. I get that. But if you've not felt life from your job in years, you don't see life coming, in the near future, maybe it's time to start looking for a different career. And then the third thing that Adam says that I thought was just fantastic, he says, meaningful work isn't about impressing others, kind of in this same, path we've been on here the last few minutes, but meaningful work isn't about impressing others. It's about expressing your values. It's about expressing your values. As you think about your work, are you being true to what you believe? Or are you just trying to have a good job, make a lot of money, impress your friends, make your neighbors, jealous of your car, whatever you got going on? Please tell me you look at your work as something different than just who can I impress with what I'm doing. I think it is so important for us to live out our values, and which means you have to identify what your values are. So as you think about your values, what really are those? Have you written them down? Have you thought about them? And have you tried to create a congruence between your values and your work? If you will, you'll stop trying to impress others. You'll stop trying to, do things that are perceived as important, but really focus on what are you interested in? What gives you life? I think that can be, again, there's nothing wrong with impressing people if you're true to yourself. But if you're not true to yourself, just so you can impress people, I think that's a miss. So years ago, Dan Webster and I wrote a book called Finding Your Way. And one of the things we talk about in Finding Your Way, it's a book actually to help people discover what they're born to do. If you haven't read it, it's not a very expensive book, little story in the back's got a journal, help people. I think you can get those at findingyourway.us. But this book, honestly, is a great, it really is a great reminder of what it means to live into who you are in your career. And a couple things we say in there that I think are helpful here as it comes to this, are you in the right job conversation is, we talked about the idea of a radio dial. And go with me here for a second. So back in the day, some of you are old enough to remember there was no digital radio. Now, a lot of you who listen, you're younger. If you're under 30, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But there used to just be this little stick on the radio, and you twist it over, and you there was no digital. Get me to 99.3. It was just you just kind of shooting for the station, hope you get it, and that's how old I am. But now we do have. We not just the digital radio. We've got high definition radio now. It's or high def audio. It's crystal clear. Everything is. Well, you can be in a rural part of the country if they have a local radio station. Let's say they do have 99.3 is their local station. There's places you can get. You can be riding in a car and you can get on 99.5 or 99.1. You're one click off, and you start to hear the station. It's staticky. But you start to hear that. I got a feeling there's people listening who that's the way your career is. There's a little static going on in your mind and heart as you think about your work. What would it look like for you just to turn the knob just a little bit? I'm not saying quit your job, but I'm saying what if you redialed in to what it was that brought you here in the first place, what you really were passionate about. Some of you are in a place where you're talented and where you have skill and where you have interest. You've just forgotten why you do what you do. And that's a hard place to lead from, to really maximize your influence, especially. So I want to encourage you to for some of you this week, just tweak the dial a little bit. Just dial it in, get it back to crystal clear. For others of you, you're like, man, I'm not even on the map here with the dial. I really do need to make a change. My job is sucking the life out of me. I'm not making a difference. I don't feel like, much less winning at work. I don't even feel like I'm surviving hardly. And so I really want to encourage you to do some soul searching this week. Ask yourself, am I winning at work? If you're in the wrong job, if you're trying to impress people, if you're motivated by other people's expectations, or you have been steered by those, maybe not motivated by them, but you've been steered by that, focus back on your own interests. What gives you life? Where's the fulfillment? Where's the encouragement from the people around you? When they look at you, they go, you're really great at that, and it's bringing value to me. Chances are that's an area where you could really thrive. And so I want to just encourage you this week to really focus on doing what it is you were born to do. You probably know what that is better than I do, I'm sure. And so lean into that. If you need to make a change, do it. If you need to change, not where you are, but how you are where you are. I mean, maybe you just need to refocus on, get that perspective back that maybe you've lost. Whatever it is, let's take a step this week to making sure that we are in the right jobs. If we will, I'm convinced we can win at work. So somebody you know is struggling right now. I know a bunch of people right now who I'm hoping they're listening to this, because they are clearly not aligned with where they need to be. And you probably know some people as well. Let's share this with them. If you got comments, let us know. If you have questions, anything you'd love for us to cover here on the topic of winning at work. We do that every Monday. Hope you'll join us Wednesday for our Win at Home episode. Got a cool visit coming from my wife this week. I'm excited about that. She's going to share some stuff with us the next couple of weeks. We're getting ready for Valentine's, so we're going to try to help some marriages here as well. And then on Fridays, we always talk about winning at home. So, not winning at home, winning in life on Friday. So win at work, win at home, win in life. If you'll do those things, I'm convinced you'll be on the path to chasing greatness.